Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role playing games with friends. This is the Intercontinental Group of Awesome. It's Saturday afternoon for me, evening for our friends. It's Easter Sunday, which is a pretty cool holiday for a lot of folks. And we are continuing. This will be the first full session of play of our new series of Power Beyond Doubt. What is Power Beyond Doubt, you might ask? It is this really cool Powered by the Apocalypse RPG for adult superheroes. In some of the bits inspired by the amazing game Masks New Generation, but there are a number of clever and interesting, useful new mechanics, and they're all of the fertile development. I don't think you're developing at this point. You're too old. I think we're all declining at this point and no longer.
Oh, whatever.
I'm the graybeard, so I'm the one who's in the. Jen is the person who has created Power Beyond Doubt. You may have heard Project Lycra was the working title, but Lycra is a copywritten word, so it's just a working title. Always was.
Technically, it's trademarked.
Trademarked. Sorry, not copywritten. Trademarked. Thank you. So there we go. It is Power Beyond Doubt time, which means big superheroes. And in our setting, as a reminder, because this is new, the idea behind this is Miami, kind of, but renamed as Atlantica City in a world where Atlantis rose. And so we have these sea folk who do not look human. Some of them are bipedal, a number of them are bipedal, but they are very alien looking, but they are, or at least claim to be indigenous to Earth. And then the other major piece of our setting, the third point of the triangle, is that an alien species at some point in the past tracked back our Voyager and other spacefaring escapades and realized that, oh, it's coming from this place in the little that little area of island down there with the wide Cape Canaveral, and Atlantica City's right by there. So there are a number of, I think, alien species that some have immigrated, others are visiting. And so there's this brand new and vibrant and very weird and different, because we're using a lot of Alex's art, alien population that is part of Atlantica City. And so much so that on our very cool map that we've had fun building and will continue to build, there's a place called Little Mars where a lot of the aliens exist. We have the Kennedy Terrestrialization Center, which I said right on the first time, and I just want to record that and snip it and then just insert it as like every time so I don't screw it up in future. But there we go. 1 for 1. I'll take it. So that's the broad overviews of our high-powered cinematic supers universe that we'll be playing in. And we had a really cool conversation before we started recording about safety tools, because we've introduced a villain in a backstory that has mind control, and we had an open and honest conversation, create a bunch of new lines and veils and ask firsts around different situations so that we all felt comfortable with the idea of a threat that uses mind control. Because if you've seen Jessica Jones, it can get real scary. Our dearly departed Paul, who was once part of IGoA, and I had long conversations after watching Jessica Jones together. He was very disturbed by the Purple Man. And so we want to avoid that. And we also have the X card along with those safety tools that I've talked about. And as I said to everybody before we hit the button, we're grown-ass adults. So if we hit a weird thing, we'll probably pause the recording and we'll talk it out. And you should too. It's an important part to have those conversations, not to protect from any kind of threat, but just to make sure that the threats that we have are things that don't squick us as people. So I take my soapbox and just put it off to the side now so we can play a game. let's go around the horn. We're all new to these characters. So what I'd like for everybody to do is if you could introduce yourself and then tell us about your character. We'll start with the mastermind of Power Beyond Doubt. Jen, you have the calm.
All right. Hello, I'm Jen. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Theo Reginhard, aka Shinnok, who also uses she, her pronouns, who recently inherited the sort of legacy superheroic title and is otherwise a workaday actress. When last we saw her, she was on kind of a date, kind of a hangout concert thing with her on again, off again girlfriend, Rory McLeod, and enjoying some go-go bordello, basically.
Jen, you read my mind because there's a part of me that was like, I remember 3 or 4 different bands suggested, and you threw it out. Coco Bartella, you're the best. Thank you so much. I'm going to go from the right-hand side of the character keeper to the left, which means that Tyler, you are next.
Hi there, I'm Tyler, he, him pronouns, and I am playing Professor Maxwell Mannheim and Hearn the Hunter, because poor Maxwell, a folklorist and amateur archaeologist, in a trip to Wales, stumbled across the resting place, maybe, of Hearn the Hunter, legendary master of the wild hunt, who has taken up residence within Maxwell's body and mind. And when the need is great, will rise forth to bring vengeance and justice to the world. He is very powerful, and Maxwell is generally very timid.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Next up, Alex.
Right, I'm Alex. I use he, him, and I'm playing Blossom, a BB, the Changed. She is got infected by a alien ecosystem flora, and now is a giant plant lady with kind of slightly hulking body and lots of vines and leaves and mushrooms growing off her, flowers. And she's quite sad about that. And she was up, and I think she was also at the concerts and being sad in the lighting rigs.
Being sad, but also reaching out to
yeah.
poor Miguel. Oh, there was a bit here that I just wanted to talk about. We talked in the Slack before about when Blossom comes close to plants. What did you decide on about that?
Yeah, I think
that was interesting.
There is she kind of cross-pollinates earth plants, and so they do change in her presence in a fantastical, quite quick change. But then that kind of either, if they've changed a lot, they will just wilt and die when she leaves. If they've just changed a bit, they might just fade back to normal. But if she bleeds on some surface, she basically fertilizes that with her alien plants. There will just be strange stuff growing.
Oh, that's such a cool, like, artistic effect in a comic book. I like that a lot.
Question: does she still bleed? What does she bleed? Is that more sap, or does that actually look like
vivid green?
Oh,
like the stuff that comes out of the Predator.
Ooh, okay.
Like fluorescent green.
Oh yeah, nice. I mean, terrible. I'm sorry you were wounded. Super interesting though. Awesome. Thank you very much, Alex. Last but not least, the person who walked 50,000 steps this calendar day. Sabine has to be mentioned because it's just amazing.
Okay.
Sabine.
Hi, I'm Sabine. I use any pronouns. I like to hike, but today I am playing Miguel Oscuro Morales, who uses the Avenger playbook, which means he has a tragic backstory. Yeah, that's the morsel you give me here. And well, the tragic backstory, if it boils down, is that Miguel was a rock star with his band Magma. They had a concert. That's where the mind control comes from. Someone took over the mind of the singer and then took over the entire audience via her voice and made them go to a nearby museum, steal all the stuff. And well, it was a high security museum, so a lot of them died via the security system. Miguel himself was trampled because he fell off the stage or was pushed off the stage, and decided that this could not stand, that he would put this to right. This mastermind would answer for what they had done. And now he has trained himself up to be good at martial arts, basically. And he also, well, his mother is the evening sorceress, so he has some sorcerer's abilities. He can use sound spirits to do his bidding, and yeah, well, we'll see how that what that looks like. Right now, he's sitting in the Johnny Cash Stadium, where the whole thing with the mastermind happened. Is pretty traumatized about the whole thing, and a good thing that Blossom showed up when she did. So he had someone to help him kind of not just freeze and panic, basically.
Nice. Cool. Do we have any start of session moves? I don't think we do, but I always like to check until I'm used to it or in the pattern. All right, we do have a time passes, but
yeah.
Did Maxwell have one?
Yeah, I think maybe not that much.
yes, you
time
do.
has
Roll
passed.
with power. Hearn the Hunter, always away.
Oh, I do.
I feel like time, well, I mean, it's a start of session move, but always away has that kind of start of session time passing problem.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done anything with my last one.
Okay. Do you want to just stick with it then?
Yeah,
Because we're doing a follow on.
yeah.
And
It's a note, Jen.
there was
I
a
mean-
side question as well in the chat. The Jen
Yeah.
brought up.
I brought up, do we think that Oscuro and Blossom maybe had a dramatic close enough scene where they could make each other touchstones?
Oh,
Like, do they feel like that was a serious bonding moment?
I feel.
I feel like it was.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind.
yeah.
Do it. Thank you for that suggestion. That's fantastic. I hadn't even seen it in the chat, so thanks for highlighting that.
Yep. Yeah. And yeah, start of session when time passes is kind of a endemic issue to most
It's-
PBTA games.
Well,
Yeah,
and this one
especially-
feels especially relevant since we really had a very short playtime.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Did we do They Don't Really Mean It, Alex?
Ooh.
That
Oh.
move?
Oh,
I don't think you
Oh.
rolled that.
I don't think I did.
Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah. That's
I
a
am-
good one. That's a terrible one. I love it.
I mean,
Oh.
we didn't do it. I
And it
mean,
was just flat.
The language of this is no longer correct. but-
Oh,
Oh.
Yup. I mean, it still says ties,
I noticed that.
for instance, where
Yeah, I noticed that a while ago.
thanks for helping me fix it.
And is it just
dang
the,
it.
is it just
Sorry.
the ties bit that should say 2 touchstones?
I'm looking.
The
Oh,
playbooks are
oh.
now on road 120 of the main thing. So in case you ever need to go look at playbook stuff.
Oh
And
my
I'm
goodness.
sorry I didn't catch that was jacked.
I
or
mean,
not
this
updated.
this character keeper has a lot of legacy material inside of it.
It does. I have not done the best job of getting it updated.
Let's see here.
Oh, it's so much shorter. This move is so much shorter. I'm just going to copy the whole text and drop it in there.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, everybody. Sorry. All right,
worries.
there we go. When time passes, roll humanity, see if people drift away from you. On a 10 plus, all of your touchstones are holding steady. On a 7 to 9, you shed a touchstone of your choice. On a miss, you shed 2 touchstones. When you engage with someone on shallow terms, you can roll with power to persuade them or pierce their mask, but you cannot ask how to make them a touchstone, and always need to give them concrete assurance. Oh, goodness.
I don't think it was a shallow thing with the
No,
Skuro,
No.
so
no,
that wouldn't count at that time.
no,
But
it was not shallow.
would we do a time passes straight away, or is that something we should wait? I think.
Why don't we roll the
Yeah.
time passes and then we can have it reflected in the fiction as we move forward? Because
Yeah.
I'm thinking that we'll finish
yeah.
off the concert, but then I'd like to jump a bit of time and progress Hearn's hunting and all that fun stuff.
Okay, and I don't think I have any shifts in my confidence or trust. So
No, I've only
there's a
shifted to
flaw.
Oscuro.
Mhm. Yeah.
Soon others.
So no wonder she's. See, I did say in the chat that, or somewhere in Slack, that I'm
Mhm.
challenging for the throne of most depressed character
Uh-huh.
against the Skuro.
The
Yeah.
dice are fighting for you.
Yeah, I got
Challenge,
6.
challenge accepted.
Cool.
I feel I'm making. I mean, you made a strong opening move, but I think I'm countering. Well,
Yeah, it's well done, well done. I do not concede just yet.
Okay. On a miss, you shed 2 touchstones.
and it doesn't say of
think
my
about that.
choice.
Yeah, it sounds like your choice,
Oh,
because on the 7 to 9 it says you shed a touchstone of your choice. On a miss, you shed 2 touchstones. It sounds like to me that the language would follow on
You
to say of your
choose.
Okay.
choice.
You choose.
Yeah. And you don't need to choose now. If you want to drop it in chat, awesome. Otherwise, we'll deal with it when we start to skip a bit
Yeah.
of time. Sounds good. But that is coming for you. Awesome. So Shinnok, remind me, you were still like concerting, right? Because Max did the Batman 66 thing and then ran off and found the body, but Shinnok or Theo was still with Rory, or had you guys
Still
left?
with Rory.
Okay.
Rory's riding my shoulders so that we can be close to the band, but she's not, I'm tanking for her so that she can have more fun.
Nice.
And yeah, as far as I know, there doesn't seem to be anything going on unless a certain game master would
What, your fox's senses are going are tingling or something?
would give me some kind of tidbit.
That's a-okay. We're actually gonna I just want to check in with where everyone was located. Hearn did his dramatic statement. I don't want to go back to him in this scene because that was way too dramatic. And then, if you did the next thing, it'd be like a Austin Powers moment where they just keep laughing and you're like, anyway. That was a great bit, but they did too much. Sweet. Oh, that's smart. Thank you for that. Then I think I'll just focus in on Oscuro for a little bit. This was a really momentous time. You came here, a little aversion therapy, I guess, forcing yourself to watch Gogol Bordello. You saw Shinnok, you saw Theo with her on again, off again, and Blossom has been there by your side. The two of you became touchstones. So
I saw Theo with some person. I don't think I know that is her off again, on again.
You just saw Theo with some girl with brown hair with like
an ombre hair dye thing going on. Cute, but
yeah, cute. Okay, but not good taste. But no, I don't care about but Mikata was there, right? And they probably are up to something. So we need to get the people out of here. We can't have a panic here. We can't afford that.
Nice. You're going to evacuate the entire stadium because you saw Mikata. This is so good.
Yeah, and I need, but Blossom, I will need your help for that. I'm not usually scared of heights, but I fell here and it didn't go well. Can you help me? Can you root me?
Down to the
just
grab onto my back.
I need my hands. Can you, I don't know.
Okay, I just pat my shoulders and just climb up
Okay.
however you need
Okay.
to.
Cool.
We have a bit of mirroring between
Mhm.
people
Mhm.
tanking
Yeah.
for other people. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Do you want to roll comfort and support here before I go into my, explain what I'm going to do, and then we figure out what role that is?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I do.
That
Yes.
would be very nice. I hope you make the roll, but
And that's
not.
in the offer support. Yeah.
Mhm. Doesn't be plots,
Roll
right?
plus
Yeah.
humanity. My last roll plus humanity went really well.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
One better. I got 7.
Well, let's see. That's enough.
That yeah, I mean, what more do you want? Full
Mhm.
success? Come on.
Yeah. And I choose, right?
On a hit, they hear you, they choose one.
Mhm.
Yes.
I would like to shift one of my tracks because I think I need to be for what I'm trying to do. Oh, what I'm trying to do, I will. Oh, I might need trust, but still, I need to shift one of them. But I think what I'm shifting is actually I will shift confidence because that makes more sense in the fiction, right?
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Next thing is a rules question. How does pushing yourself work?
Okay. Pushing yourself is, I'm trying to get to it to where I have that as a support.
Push your limits is near the bottom of the basic moves.
Basic moves. I swear I thought I remembered it. Yeah, there I found it. Okay. It's
Mhm.
right above weather a blow.
Yeah, but
So
yeah, go ahead.
it's okay. So push your limits is supposed to be an extremely desperate situation. This is the end of an issue type of
Mhm.
scenario.
A building's
should-
crumbled on top of you, you know.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's basically how that feels, actually.
So you can bid up to 3 confidence or trust and roll with that bid. So
Mhm.
you'll be rolling 2d6 plus 1, 2, or 3. You
Mhm.
cannot bid more than 3 at a time. Can't bid an amount that would take you below -2 on a track, which
Mhm.
means that because you're at a 0 in confidence, -1 in trust,
Mhm.
you could bid 2, or if you were saying it was on trust, you could bid 1.
Mhm.
And then based on the results of your roll, you'll either get your bid back, meaning that your confidence or trust, whichever you wager, does not
Mhm.
get worse. And as if you got like a 12 plus, then you'd shift 1 on a track. But you do the thing is also what happens on a hit. You do the thing.
Yeah, that's why I would like to actually do that. I could do safeguard. That is basically what I'm trying to do. What I'm doing, to explain what that would look like, is I will, and I will say to Blossom, hey, maybe send a text to Shanak that she should cover her ears. Because what
I think if you say that, I would be like, there'd be a little pause, and I'd be like, can you? Because I can't do this fast.
Just the worst
my
hunt and
big
peck.
giant hand with massive fingers.
Okay.
It just hands this little the phone.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
like
The biggest
it's
phone
like
I could find.
it's like
Yeah.
if this was my phone.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I can do it, but it's not quick.
If you had little vines, like a finger vine, there you go. That's what you need to work on.
I don't have the dexterity with them.
You need a better. You need a bigger phone. Yeah, I'll send real quick to Shanak, cover your ears, nothing else. And then I will I will convince my sound spirits to take over the sound system, make a kind of crumbly noise. Sorry, Gogo Modello, for messing up your concert. And then there will be this low intensity kind of not very, it's not like you want to run from it. It's just a annoying, right? And uncomfortable, annoying. So that maybe people will just go, right? Because that is annoying and it's not coming back, and That's what I want to
Wielding
do.
the powers.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. What I'm trying to do would be safeguard, because I want people to get out of here safely.
I feel like
But
that's where you're headed, and it's
Mhm.
trust aligned. So
Mhm.
your trust is currently at a -1.
yeah, that's why I want to push myself,
Wonderful.
because I really don't want to miss this one, because I can't. If I mess up this one, I don't know what I do. I can go probably check myself. I don't know. I need to make this one. These people need to be safe.
Let me check in with you, Jen, about the intent of push yourself vis-a-vis engaging another move. So if a basic move fits the
Okay.
situation, can you push yourself in lieu of that basic move?
In general, if I'm reluctant to just come out and say how I would adjudicate this in play. Because you're the
Fair.
GM and I'm not.
Fair.
But
I did solicit your thoughts on creating
you
the
solicited
move.
my opinion. So here I go. If I were GMing this game, I would not allow push your limits right now.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because you aren't in a desperate situation. You think you are, and you are reaching very far fictionally. But yeah, like nothing is putting pressure on your character other than their trauma right now, which is super interesting.
Okay.
But like, so far what we've seen is Mikata looking shifty, which is sus as hell. Agree. Yeah. I think that Oscuro isn't wrong, but I just don't think that Oscuro is in a situation where their limits are going to be tested yet.
And I also I like the juxtaposition of Oscuro feeling like this was an incredibly desperate situation, but the outside world and also the moves itself lean towards a safeguard. So that's where I was leaning. I just want to make sure that I wasn't violating the idea behind.
Yeah, I think that makes actually sense. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So let's have you roll plus. So you're being rolling to safeguard, which is per rolling plus power. Your power is 0. Your trust is -1. So you're rolling 2, 6, -1.
Okay. Well, okay. And I'm rolling with -1, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Can't do anything about that. So it's 4. Yeah. I thought that would happen.
So the good news is that this game has XP on a miss.
Yeah.
The dice roller wants you to have the most tragic backstory also.
Thank you. Yeah. See, Alex, dice roller likes me too.
By the way, are we jumping? Am I jumping at the moment while you're doing this?
I think when this happens, you're jumping.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Does that sound okay? Are you good with that, Alex? Because I don't want you to feel like you're suffering for someone else's die roll.
I'm fine. I'm fine with the suffering. Joining in the suffering.
Nice. So how does Blossom move from the way up top rafters down to, if you remember, it was the GA, it was down on the actual grassy floor of Johnny Cash Stadium, which I think outside of concerts has sports in it, right? So what does that look like? You move like a gorilla, or are you using some kind of vine thing?
It has that kind of angly Hulk leaping a giant distance, and then that momentum I can't just stop. There's this forward momentum. I mean, I've planned I know I've jumped before in this body, so I've picked a spot where I hope I'm not just going to barrel into the crowd. There's a little bit of space, for a stopping distance.
I'm not going to put this to a roll, but are you okay if we do the bit of like you jumping? I think it's interesting if we just have cosmetic harm
Yeah.
to like the tick when he's doing against rooftops and he like smashes a bit of concrete type
Yeah,
deal.
and I bet the lighting rig when it brace for the jump and push off. There's a
Yeah, I
so
love
leave
that.
it like
I
a
love
dent in that ring.
Meanwhile, what Oscuro has been boosted, keeps his hands free. He sends a quick text to Theo. Theo, how since like do you think you would be alert to such a thing while being jostled in the middle of a crowd? It's totally up to you. I'm not gonna physics of no you can't, but like what do you think is the most interesting bit for?
I think it's more interesting if I get the text.
All right, rock on. You get the text.
Yeah, so I get the text. I'm like, I show it to Rory. And then I
Big
dip,
shadow across the crowd.
and I start scanning the area, basically putting my phone away, like tentatively covering my ears and looking around for trouble.
Awesome. And brief question just to make sure, because again, we're still early on. Rory knows about Shinnok or does not? I think the Rory doesn't know, but I want
Rory
to make sure.
doesn't know. That's
so
that's
it's
something
just
we
random text from
established.
person
Right.
says cover your ears. Okay. She
like,
will, because
yeah.
why wouldn't you?
It's weird. It's probably about to get weirder.
Yep. About to get weirder.
I got this feeling. But I'm trying to assess the situation.
Oh, sweet. Let's go ahead and have you assess the situation, which is
specific.
rolling with genius against your confidence. And your confidence is flat. Your genius is a 1.
Yeah. I wanted to be good at the census thing.
Cool. Now, again, the move is going to happen. So there's no way for you to assess the situation, prevent Oscuro doing the thing and the reaction to that thing. But we'll go ahead and slip this in as you're watching what is transpiring with Oscuro's amazing sound.
Dang.
Oh,
all right.
That appears to be a 10. Actually, it was an 11, right?
It's an 11 total.
Nice. Okay, so you get to ask 2 questions from assess the situation.
All right. What here is the biggest threat?
At the very moment that you look over, it is Oscuro is the biggest threat to the stadium right this minute.
Oh no.
Oscuro, your intent was to emit a particular sound that would drive people out of the stadium.
Yeah. That would annoy people into gravitating to get out of the stadium.
And in times when your emotions were clearer, you would be subtle about the way that you drive these people out. But in your desperation to save them from Makeda, you put a sound through that drives some people into a bit of a panic. Not people in stampede. It's not people pushing each other down and trampling each other, but it is definitely everyone has to drive out. You get what you want, but it's not a discomfort. It's not an annoyance. It's a bit of a panic.
Oh, damn.
And people are starting to just stream out. Folks are running up the bleachers, other people ducking through into the tunnels. The music stops, and Theo, Rory, people start pressing into you, trying to get out, and then they just spread out. Sorry for the terms. First thing I came, like roaches, just like come and they cascade, and then boom, they're going on either side of you guys trying to stream out of here. Blossom, you land in an area as people are running away, and you see it, Blossom. There are moments when some people, they look back and they see you, and it's like that panic of the sound is panic seeing you. What does Blossom do when she has that moment of these people are running in terror from me.
I kind of like, I mean, I had the hood up already, but I kind of like draw it back a bit further, face it, like head down. Okay, where did Mikado go? I'm just like trying to not
Go.
look at anyone. I'm just avoiding
Tragic
eye contact.
feeders.
Yeah.
So Blossom lands. You're on the grass. There's around you, right? The grass starts to sprout up a little bit. A few little bits of weeds that grow into stalks, and these weird little flowers that are odd and blue, and they come sprouting up from your feet. And Oscuro, you see, as everyone's running away, and right there in the middle is Makeda and a few of her shark folk, as they're commonly known here. And the shark folks, like, they move up as if you're an obvious threat, because crazy stuff happens and people are running away. But Makeda, she looks up. She's if we take a look at her picture, she's wearing a right eye patch, and she has these interesting kind of tentacle protrusions at the top of her head. She tilts her head up to look at you. Do you appear as Oscuro now?
I didn't have my costume on. I have a bit of a cowl there, and I've put up my hood, but it's not particularly well. It's not a great disguise. I mean, I wear black a lot, so.
And there's the din of people screaming all around. So Makeda is the kind of person that just seems curious and waits to be heard. Makeda does not shout over others. She is far too regal to do such a thing. So she waits until it starts to abate, and she sees the two of you, and her shark folk have moved up, and they don't have weapons. Maybe they checked them. Maybe they've been told not to bring them out. But they've got their fists, right? And they're standing, there are three of them in front of you, Blossom. Oscuro, what do you do?
Me, okay, that's one thing I can do. Just, I can't fight right now. I'm in the middle of this. There are people running and screaming, and I will sit down and I will play something calming, and we'll go over the calms. Maybe it will calm the panic. Maybe it will calm me. Who knows? That's the only thing I can think of that I can actually do right now, because of anything else that I can't.
I think I like look back and I'm like, Oscuro, what should we? Are you? I'll handle this, and I take a step forward towards these three.
Nice. One of them is like, all right, come on, you Karkin alien, let's go.
Non-alien. Look, can we not do this today? Just
one of them just is moved and cut you see, like, oh, can we not do this? And then bam, he's already, it's like he has to jump up a little bit because you're taller than him. He connects, bam, right in the face. And I think Oscuro, you'd already gotten off of Blossom.
Yeah.
And you see this fight now broken out.
Would you say this is counting as a weather blow yet, or?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Yeah. Okay, so I was like, my head moves, but I'm like, just do that kind of neck crick and just. Like,
he's not scared.
Seriously.
Even if he's scared, he's not showing it.
Yeah. Look, look, there's enough chaos and stuff going on. Just, if you've got some evil plan, just.
The next shark folk comes up and tackles you around the waist. I'll bring her down. I'll bring her down. No, it's
okay.
I'll bring him down.
I'm gonna just like sigh and just like kind of like, if they're grabbing me around the waist, I'll grab them around the waist and just like lift up and then just drop down again.
Now I think
I don't know how to fight. I just am very big.
Give me a direct confrontation. You're now engaging in direct confrontation. Is one of them. The other one kind of does the thing where he like puts his foot on the back of his buddy to jump up and try to lariat or something, grab you around the head.
Can I support her? Because what I
If
is
you're giving up the I'm going to try to calm the crowd,
no,
I think you can
probably
do one
not.
or the other.
No, I'm probably not. No,
all right,
not.
all right.
I'm gonna roll plus daring.
Yes, and also confidence aligned with your confidence is a 0 right now.
Yeah. I got an 8.
All right. On a 7 to 9, you get to choose one. Resist or avoid their blows. Take something from them. Create an opening. Impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I'm gonna resist or avoid their blows. I think.
Nice.
Just checking to see, because I can't remember if I had a move that was affected by. Oh no, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm not smashing through scenery, so it's
Yeah, you're not
appropriate
being
for
the
moment.
monster. Not yet. Soon. Soon.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm weathering their blows, I think, or resisting their blows.
Okay, cool. So yeah, one of them tries to do a lariat. He slides off, and you're resisting their blows, but you're not actively hurting them. I want to.
Well, I do slam one down to the ground.
Okay, sure.
The one that grabbed me on the waist, just like I'm not like trying to break them in half, but
yeah, you slam that one. Yeah, the one who grabbed you around you slam him on the ground, and we see the like wham in big onomatopoeia, and then there's like a little, like really small font of like, that didn't hurt. But it's all kind of italicized, like he's totally faking that he's not hurt. Let's cut over to Shinnok as, you had this thing where just they pressed against you and then spread out either way, and you're there like this rock in a river. And Rory's looking around. Golgo Bardello, they bailed, like they're off. Whoa, I don't know what's going on here, but let's just get off stage. They're not in a panic. They're just we've been in crazy bars before. Let's just get off the stage.
Finely honed performers' senses. Their instincts are sharp.
Wing, 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 wing.
They're like, oh shit, the party's gone bad.
That's awesome. The drummer's like, I told you, this place is cursed. Puts his drums away and bails out of there.
Yeah. I think I'm clambering Rory and I up on stage. I'm getting myself up far enough that Rory can sort of step off and then climb the rest of the way up. And then
she offers you a hand up.
Nice. And then ducking behind some of the big scenery or big speakers. There's got to be something on the stage that can obscure a standing human.
For what purpose? Why would you want to obscure yourself?
Gosh, I don't know. But I am gonna lean into Rory and be like, I didn't want to tell you this way, but
here it comes. What?
And then I do my presto changeo routine into Shinnok, just right there.
Oh snap! What does a Shinnok transformation sequence look like?
I think leaning into the magical nature of it, it's very blink blink that happened, right?
Oh, okay.
It's
nice.
It's like snap finger, little flash of light. It's not full magical girl, but it's definitely some sparkle, some pizzazz. And then Theo is standing there in this costume that is a tremendous throwback, but not in a cheesy way. It's classic.
Mm-hmm,
why would we change it? Nothing's broke. Why? There's
is
nothing
it like
to fix.
Domino mask? Like what's classic about it?
Well, so I imagine that it's like a a skin tight acrobatic performer's sort of costume with like short pants kind of a thing.
Mhm.
So it's legless, except
So
that
it's
it has
a little Robin, like a little old school Batman and Robin vibe
it's a
there with the
little
legless
it's a little
bit.
old school Batman and Robin thing, but it's also very, it looks like it came from 1910, right?
Wow.
If somebody in 1910 like gave their all to making this extremely fun Fox themed costume. So it's like, it's red and white with like white diamonds on the chest in this cute pattern that sort of looks like the way a fox's chest and tummy are pale creamy color and so on. And it has the tail, and then it has this domino mask with fox ears on the side of it.
So her first reaction is to go, "Oh, oh shit, you're Shinnok."
Yep. Yeah, I would have told you, but you were on that school thing, and
Still on it.
that's how it happens. So
She reaches up to like grab, like gently, but grabs your ear. It's just as soft as it looks.
oh yeah, it's like this velveteen mama's stole kind of a thing, just the softest fur. And Theo like leans in and looks kind of embarrassed, but you know, why say no to your cute girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, or it's complicated.
It's complicated.
And goes, yeah, so I'll tell you the rest later, but for now I think I've got to go help Blossom, because and of course, you know, there's a panel where it's from behind Theo as she peeks out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in the distance you can see one of the exchanges of blows between Blossom
I
and
can
the
imagine
Sharkman.
it's Blossom standing upright, but covered in those three guys, and like some Blossom arms waving around a bit, like awkwardly.
Well, at the very least, she needs emotional support.
Nice. Cool. So Shinnok is going to head out to try to help Blossom against the shark folk. Oscuro, you had your guitar with you? That is so cool. Like
My guitar always with me. I cannot exist without. How do you exist without a guitar? I mean, you probably could, but he can't.
He can't, of course.
He can't. No.
So
It's a very sturdy guitar. He has hit people with it, but right now he's just playing it.
Okay, and you're playing a guitar, but because we haven't seen her in this session, I'm gonna share just a wee bit of spotlight, but we'll jump right back into your move. That's the very next thing we do in this scene when we come back. And it's some time has passed from Hearn declaring that the hunt is on. So how does Hearn hunt the murderer of this young man?
Well,
And I'm not saying which move are you engaging. I just want to get a vibe for like, how does Hearn hunt? And then we'll figure out the mechanics once we have that in our head.
yeah, I think the first, you know, he didn't hear anyone around. It was bludgeoning damage. Seemed as though he hit the concrete here. He's between two sets of cars. Hearn realizes that it is unlikely he was hit by one of these cars. So it seems more likely that he fell.
Yes.
And so Hearn is going to fly up to see if he can see anything up in the air. It might not have, you know, he realizes it was a bit ago, but this will at least give him a little better vision at it, and is a first step.
I like it. Now, as I look at which move you're engaging, I'm not entirely sure assess the situation gives you options for where did they go. Let me glance along through here for a moment. Do you have any hunted related? I don't think that the Paragon has anything hunted related, right? Yeah, okay. That's a-okay. That's a-okay. Oh, yeah, well, here can I use is the nice and very flexible thing. So let's go ahead and have you assess the situation, which is a confidence aligned move. Your confidence is a 0, and you're rolling with genius, which is a -1. So go and roll 2d6 -1.
Not very good.
No, not great.
That's a 6. I have consistently rolled nothing but 6s in this game so far.
Well, I don't think you can catch them on the tragedy train, but go ahead and mark XP for that die roll.
Alrighty.
That miss. And yeah, I think what we see is that I would like to shift a track as you look around. Oh, let's double check. Is there a miss ask a question anyway? It doesn't expressly say it. That's the thing I could do. Let's go ahead and have you ask a question anyway, but I think based on that question and answer, we'll tilt it so that one of your tracks will go down. So what question would you ask anyway?
I mean, the most obvious is there anything up here that this person would have fallen from?
Cool. All right. So yeah, you fly up trying to gauge what's going on. You remember there were the 2 guys who saw you witness this. One was calling 911. You look around, you see the silhouette of a person far away, like half a mile away. In the air, though. And then you hear, he did it. And I'm going to move one of your tracks. I will move the trust, right? Because trust is what other people think about you. Someone has stumbled along to this moment, seen this guy, you flew up, they think they've got the scoop of the world. They've got their phone up and they're filming a video. Yeah. Hearn the Hunter. He killed this guy. And he's recording it. But you saw that silhouette. They're going to be gone any moment now. What do you do?
Yeah. I dismiss these mortals' concerns and attempt to fly after what I see.
Fantastic. Okay. So you leave them behind. They're like, he's running away. He's like, flying, dude. No. I mean. In fact, flips it back to him. I saw it. It's terrible. He like took the guy up in the air, dropped it down. You're already live streaming it right now. Very, very excited about this. We hear sirens. You like fly over top. You already see there's a cop car headed towards the parking lot. And you head to where you saw that silhouette. And there is a point, because AIT and the stadium outside of the campus grounds, a good bit of this area is lower rent commercial property and not on the ocean, right? It's not, sorry, I'm not using words very well. Let me say, so it's to the north, but not a shoreline.
Okay.
You follow that spot and you come to a big junkyard with all the rust colored area. They got one of the cranes and their car crusher. And yeah, that's the area that you are pretty sure where that person went to. What do you do?
I will flying over to it, and I will attempt to see if I can hear anything down below there.
All right. That sounds awesome. I think what you hear is you hear someone crying, and another person talking. They're both voices both sound female. I can't no, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Here, I'll calm you down. It's gonna be okay.
I will move towards the sound.
Okay. So you like we see the silhouette of Hearn against the moonlight and the clouds, right? You're this silhouette of terror and fear, and you see what look like a pair of high school age girls. One of them is wearing a domino mask, but it's not good quality, right? It's like I cut this. It's my first superhero mask, maybe. Like you can actually see where they tried to cut the eye holes, and one's just slightly misshapen versus the other. And the other one, the girl who's smaller, reddish hair, you can see it coming out from underneath like she's wearing a kind of hood with a couple holes cut into it. And she's got the girl with the domino mask who's freaking out, like crying. And she has her hands on her shoulders. She goes, "Here, let me make it better. And they haven't seen you yet. What do you do?
I believe that I will move towards them and light nearby, saying, "You are distressed mortals."
And the girl with the domino mask who was freaking out, she like looks up, and you see the tears that are streaming down in a little bit of dark patches from where her tears had already started to stain her domino mask. She looks up in fright, and then you see it. There's this transfer that you see a little bit of energy coming from the hands of the redheaded girl who's wearing it's not a cowl. It's like a full on, like I've taken a sack and stuck it over my head and cut a couple holes. I don't know what you call that kind of mask per se. But the girl with the red hair underneath it, something glows around her hands, and the girl in the domino mask who's looking up at you, and her sadness shifts to fright as she sees you. Even your words aren't comforting to her, but then her whole expression just relaxes when that energy aura happens around her shoulders.
"Fear not, I do not hunt you."
And the redhead finally sees you. Oh my God. Oh my God. We need to go. And she's reaching for her pants pocket, try to grab a phone.
"Before you go, I was in pursuit of someone I believe has committed murder. Have you seen someone who can fly here?"
And the redheaded girl, she puts her hand on the other girl. Look, hey, I got this. They kept going. I saw them. They kept flying.
"Do not lie to me, mortal."
Well, I'm calling my parents. As her phone is already dialed. But what do you do?
I'll move towards the one that's calm.
Mm-hmm.
And, kind of light directly in front of them. "Tell me what I ask. You need not be afraid."
Nice. And I think that what you're trying to do is really unmask her, not literally, but
Mhm.
mechanically. So you lift up someone's mask to see the person beneath. Let's go ahead and have you roll plus humanity and trust. Your trust is currently at a -1. Your humanity is a 0, so you're rolling 2d6 -1.
I'm not playing to earn strength a lot, but I got a 12. So
What?
that's an 11.
Wonderful. Love it. Thank goodness. Because I had a move in my back pocket in C reaction on a fail, because I have to have one for y'all's dice rolls, but I don't have to use it. So on a 10 plus, you get to ask 3 questions.
Okay, first off, what are you really planning?
Nice. And you're asking the girl in the domino mask who just has become calm, right? Her plan is that she does not want you to hurt her friend, and she doesn't know how she's going to do it, but she'll stop you.
Okay. There really is no softening of Herd's face. That just isn't a thing that happens much, but I'll try to be a little reassuring. As I say, you do not have to worry that I hunt you, but I do need to find the perpetrator of death. How can I get your character to tell me if if you saw the flying person?
Awesome. And I think there's a moment when you're trying to reach out to her that Maxwell is in your head, and he says, you need to stop looking threatening. Lower your voice to a softer tone. She's terrified. Can't you see that? Something's keeping her from feeling her own feelings. That's your answer.
Okay. Very well. And I think I'll kind of kneel down so I'm about at eye level, maybe still a little taller, but look as though you wish to be a hero. Help me by being heroic.
And the redhead says, you don't have to tell him shit. You didn't do anything wrong.
I'll just sort of put my hand towards them.
And the blonde, the girl in the domino match, she's like, no, it's okay. It was an accident. That guy was hurting Farah, okay? He was hurting her, and I just wanted to take him away, and then I dropped him. And you can tell, like, she wants to cry, but something's keeping her from crying. Like, that emotion is just kind of pulled away.
Do I think Pharaoh, she means this friend here?
You think so?
You protected your friend from someone who wished them harm.
Yes.
You have done well. How can I make this person a touchstone?
Nice. She needs to trust you. She needs not to go to jail or juvie for this.
Mortal justice is not part of my purview. It will be up to you how you face what you have done. but acting in defense of those you care about is not evil. But lack of control is a flaw that must be exercised. Come to me. I will teach you.
And there's no hesitation. She reaches back and undoes the domino mask and pulls it down. And you see, she's 16, maybe 17. My name's Tony. Tony Shaw.
I am Hearn. In the night, go to a high place and call my name. I will hear you.
Okay. Thank you, Hearn.
And I'll kind of reach out and I'll reach actually and kind of pull the blood where I'd smeared it on my face
Mm-hmm.
and put just a touch of it on her forehead.
Nice.
Your hunt is completed.
Wow. That's awesome. Please make her a touchstone of yours. Her name is Tony Shaw. Let's cut back to Oscuro, because I think at the very beginning, when you're wiping the forehead, we hear the strings of music, a few notes from Oscuro, and then we pull back to people still clawing, some people even fighting to try to get ahead of others to get away. And it's up to you, Oscuro, if you are going to stem the tide here.
I'll try to wield my power, I guess, then.
Okay, let's see you do that. When you wield your powers with purpose to shift the situation, roll with power. This is a confidence aligned move. Your confidence is 0. Your power is 0 as well.
Okay, so I'm rolling just flat. See how that goes. It's a 9. So
9. All right. On a 7 to 9, on a hit, choose one. Yeah. So 7 to 9 is a hit. So on a hit, choose one.
I think can I create a sense of maybe a little sense of not panic, or can I just tone down the sense of panic that is there?
I think you can. Since you brought the panic, I think it makes sense to me that you can turn it and reshape it and bring calm to the populace that hear this song.
I mean, it's just basically the sound of silence or something like that. It will shift towards Gloomy Sunday eventually, because and that is not a panic song. That is a very depressing song, but it is not a panic song.
Awesome.
So that's what they will hear. I have no powers of mind control or anything. It's just that this annoying screech is gone, and then you have this nice, I guess, music played.
And does this sound like electric guitar or acoustic guitar? That is.
It sounds like I have an electric guitar.
Awesome. I thought so, but I wanted to make sure that.
Yeah, no, it's an electric guitar. I could make it sound differently with the sound spirits, but right now I'm not thinking too clearly. I'm just playing. Mostly I'm playing to calm myself, but since the sound spirits are still doing this over the loudspeakers, it goes to everyone there.
Oh man, like I love that you're playing and we hear it if you're close, but you also hear it through the loudspeakers of the stadium. And it's not like people are going to gather back together and just chill out but folks who are going out to the parking lot, they're calming down a little bit. And we cut to, you are having an effect. You need to keep playing to make sure that everyone hears it. But the chaos, it's not a repeat of what happened at Johnny Cash Stadium before.
Nobody's kicked me yet, so no, it's not.
No one has not. No one has kicked you yet. Let's go to Shinnok as you join this pitched battle between the shark folk who are using Star Wars expletives against Blossom, who is maybe needs some training in fighting.
Yeah. So as I'm charging in, who's most vulnerable to me?
Makeda is certainly not vulnerable to you. She's clocked you moving across the field from far away and is not drawing a weapon or even act, but is
She's not on the menu yet.
she's not on the menu. But I think that the shark folk who was thrown to the ground, he has not gotten back up yet at this point. But there's one that tried to do a lariat and is. I think that one's most vulnerable to you because he's trying to choke Blossom. He's not doing a great job.
I was going to say, he probably hasn't found her neck yet.
No, he's still trying to find the neck.
The whole oxygen thing is a bit different now. So
Yeah.
I mean, you've got photosynthesis,
Yeah.
it's stored up. So he's like pulling out some of your broccoli hair or something. A few of the little red flowers are coming out. He's trying to, he's mean. But also
Yep. So let's see. What do I do to this guy? He's not really up for momentum-based stuff.
Are you directly confronting here?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely directly confronting.
Let's see you do
right
it.
now for sure.
Your confidence is 0 and your daring is 0.
I
So
sock him right in the
flat.
gills, and I'll take a +1 from my assess the situation
Yep.
answer.
All right, 2d6 + 1.
And yeah, then I roll dice. It's a 5.
All right. Yet again, the dice roller wants you guys to level up. Please mark an XP.
I sure do.
You come rushing up to this shark folk and you grab him off of Blossom. And just so we're clear, when I say shark folk, like I've got a picture of the shark folk in our NPCs folder. These guys, you grab and you are just the right size that he just pulls back his gums and he bites your shoulder. And he bites hard.
I hate it.
It's not good. I think that he's gonna have you mark a track, so you're gonna lose a point of confidence. Boy, you didn't see that coming. And what's worst of all is Rory saw it too. You're getting pantsed. Oh, that's not good.
I don't like it.
And so there's that moment of reaction from Shinnok as you get bit. And I think that's where we've reached the staples. We're right at the fold of our comic book and in the middle of our issue. So we will take our mid-game bio break. So Shinnok, you failed and we adjusted a track, correct? Did we talk about what that looks like? You got bit. Yes.
I got bit by a shark man. Yeah.
You got bit by a sharkman. A shark folk has bitten you on the shoulder, and it's more embarrassing than anything.
Yeah. I mean,
Rory's like, oh!
There's certainly a lot of blood, but
yeah, sure. But it's fox blood. So
it's decorative blood. It's there so that we know it's not a no-sell. You don't want to no-sell a shark bite. That's sending the wrong message to the children.
You're talking Tyler's language.
Yep.
I'm saying it here and now. Tyler runs an incredible worldwide wrestling game, and someday he should run it for IGoA, and that would be a delight and a gift. I'm just saying that right now. Anyway, Blossom, you see Shinnok come to try to aid you and get bit for the effort. To the tune of some really calming, cool electric guitar music. What do you do?
An awkward just position, just juxtaposition. Cannot say that word. One hand. I mean, I don't know if this is going to get I feel this might be getting in the way of the move that you suggested you wanted to make. I don't know. So just say if this want to move around the
Okay.
time positioning of this. Maybe you want to do your thing first.
Yeah, let's have you do your
'Cause
thing,
I'm-
Shinnok. Sorry, you're right. There was a mention in between in break of an intention for a particular move that I love and want to see on screen. So let's do that instead. So yeah, you get bit, Shinnok, and what do you do?
So that was rude, and I didn't expect or want this, even though probably it's my own fault for not being very cautious and not keeping in mind shark men, big mouth, big teeth. Avoid those. But let my fist do the talking requires me to do another direct confrontation, and just doing two of those rolls back to back is a little bit for me.
Okay.
So definitely I do whatever it takes to get him to let go, right? Once he bites me, and pull back.
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
Snarl, and it's very clearly a lock on kind of moment where I'm focused on him, and it's probably revenge time.
Sounds good. Yeah, I like that. That's
And
super interesting.
then Blossom should absolutely do her thing. And then, if there's a direct confrontation to be had again in this particular conflict, then I'll engage move.
All right. So Blossom, when you see Shinnok facing off with one of the shark folk that was menacing you, what do you do?
I see the bite mark. You see that kind of frown of concern. And then suddenly I grab that one from behind, probably my hand going like over, finger over each shoulder, thumb around the waist. And I'm like, no, you did not. And I just throw them as pretty far. I want to be the monster. I think as I do this, my body might even like grow like really large thorns out of the back. More stuff is sprouting, mushrooms and things are sprouting off me. It's like I am blossoming with just more vegetation as I do this, and then I just throw them. I think they bounce before coming to a stop.
Let us see you be the monster. When you frighten, intimidate, or cow others with your monstrous form, roll with power. This is not a track aligned move. You just roll with power. So you're rolling +1.
11.
11. That is great. Choose one. All of these things that you choose are not great. So.
Yeah. I think I've frightened others I had not intended to scare.
Nice. Well, let's see.
I'm not really paying attention where I throw this. It's just out of this small conflict in the middle.
Yeah, I think you throw him and he's like a stone. He skips up some of the metal bleachers, smashing them through in this stadium. And I think Rory's going to let out a frightened shriek. And Makeda realizes that this is going to go very, very badly. So she puts her fingers up to her lips and lets out a short, shrill snap of a whistle. And says, let's go. Apologies, heroes. Seems you have things well in hand. She inclines her head and looks like she's just going to walk away. Shinnok, what do you do? As you got the shark man, like you guys say it was on, but he reacts and he's like, I want to fight, but boss said I gotta go. Maybe I could like one more punch. He's all, this is what's very plainly going on
Right,
in his
like-
head.
Right, like if his head were an open book, I'd be reading that on the inside.
Indeed.
But not being the one to do that and give him an excuse is what makes the difference between being a hero and not.
So he
My growl subsides to a low grumble, and I keep my guard up as I watch him fucking leave.
nice. My name's Grak. I own you, fox girl.
I'll see you around, Grok.
Oh man, he's super into that. He's like, oh man, this fox girl's want to fight me. He's like, turns and he grabs the guy that got like slammed into the ground, picks him up, throws him over his shoulder.
I
He's
make
out.
no attempt to stop him.
Nice. The guy who got thrown over his shoulder, that shark guy, he's like, I'm fine. Everything's fine. He's not moving, but he is saying that. He's insisting that he's perfectly fine. And those two shark folk will walk out, and the shark folk that you bounced up the stadium will crawl to the the middle, the aisle part, and then groan as he stands up and kind of uses some of the backs of the stadium chairs to help himself get up and try to go out. Oscuro, you've brought calm to the populace, perhaps righting the wrong of your own panic that you induced. But no one was hurt by Makeda.
I'm still playing. I have not really noticed all the things that go around me. I'm just still playing the lost, and that I will eventually look up and see that stadium seems empty, and I see that Shinnok is bleeding, I guess.
Yep.
Was that even about anything, Blossom?
I kind of look to Miguel
And I'm like-
also, and I'm like, you can sense I'm kind of like, don't want to just say, I don't know. So it's like just a slightly worried look towards the skewer and a shrug.
And I'll wander over to where Oscuro is sitting and crouch down on my haunches, right? And with my clean hand, just sort of rub at my hair and go, do we think everything's clear? What's going on today?
And he's looking around and looks at you and says, oh, I shouldn't have come here. Maybe I might have panicked about when I saw Makeda. I thought she might do something, and then people would panic, and then I'd try to get him out calmly, and then I failed.
Well, I don't know if Makeda always travels with Brock and Mock, I'm going to call him for now. But she seemed more ready for trouble than most, so who knows?
I don't know. As I said, I shouldn't have come here. Maybe this was all a mistake. And I'm sorry I couldn't be of help.
Well, nobody got trampled, so at least there's that. And I'll offer Oscuro a hand up.
Yeah, I think he'll take it. And he'll turn to Blossom and say, I apologize. I dragged you into this.
It's okay. Can we leave now?
We're better.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find Rory and see you later. Maybe we should meet at Ulu's.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Hope that note wasn't too bad on your ears. Shana.
My secret is that I don't go anyplace loud without 2 layers of earplugs anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a wise idea.
But now I think I need to start packing things. Anyway,
Mhm.
see you at Ulu's.
Mhm. Yeah, Blossom, you want to ride with me, or do you have your own conveyance?
I can make my own way. I don't want to go out the doors.
Hmm?
I don't want to go out the doors. But they're probably still milling around.
Okay.
I'll go out the way I came in.
Okay.
So we follow Blossom as I'm sorry, I'm a mean GM about to do this thing. You head up, we hear a little bit of the Incredible Hulk sad piano as you're heading up the stairs, making your way to climb your way out, and your phone rings. It's your Nana. She's calling. What do you do? She's probably calling to check on you, but maybe she's calling you because she needs you.
Okay, yeah, I'll answer. She might need me. She might need me. I'll answer. Awkward click. Nana?
Hey, Blossom. How'd you like it?
It was all right. Yeah. I saw people.
You all right? I saw something on the TV.
Oh, yeah, there was a thing. Everyone, no one's hurt. That's, I mean, no one. Yeah, no one's hurt.
All right.
So
All right.
I was just gonna go over to Ulu's, meet some friends, and
Yeah. You go on and meet up with some friends and you have the best night. Don't worry about them canceling the concert. I'm sure there was just one door opening and a window, one door closing and a window opening. You know how it is.
yeah.
I made some chess cake for you when you come home.
I'll be
But
there.
don't rush. You know how it
Yeah.
is. It tastes better the next day than it did when it's been fixed right out the oven.
Do I get any sense there's any like other issue other than she's just a bit, looking out for me?
She's looking out for you. She heard the
okay.
report,
Yeah.
news report about and is a little worried.
Yeah.
You can hear the slight, she's keeping it pleasant, but you hear the slight strain in her voice of, I want you to tell me if you are okay and be truthful.
I'm good. A friend was having a little bit of a difficult time, but everything's good.
See, that's why I'm so blessed to have you in my life, Blossom. You're the kind of girl that would go to a concert that I know you really want to be at, but you give your time up for a friend.
I'll see you later. Love you, Nana.
I'll see you later. I love you, darling. And then she hangs up.
Slight sigh, and then I will kind of try and just leap to the nearest building that That's my plan. That's how I travel through the city, is building to building, avoiding street level.
No, no going out with the other people at Hulu's or anything.
No, I'm heading to Ulus. I'm just
Okay. Yeah, no.
until I feel like I'm in like Little Mars area where there's, every other person looks different. I don't want to be walking on the street level. A bit more tiring doing building to building leaping, but not super tiring. Massive size and strength.
All right. Does anyone want to have any like scenes this night? Or do we skip a bit of time?
I think I would like to talk to the team, because I mean I'm totally freaked out, and I think they need to hear this, I guess.
Let's do it.
Is Blue Orchid there too?
Yeah, let's have him there. I will portray him, I guess, but he's not going to take an active role. He'll just
No, but
be there.
but
It's a little late
just-
for him.
yeah.
It's like 11. It's past his curfew. He
yeah,
didn't tell
wow.
you, but he totally snuck out because this is important.
Mm. Yeah, so I'll when you arrive, I might be there already. That tour bus is really fast. And I will put in larger doors so that Blossom can ride in it without being worried. But anyway, yeah, I'm there already. I'm playing the guitar because that seems to be what Oscuro is always doing. Like there might be some radio on, or maybe not, or whatever, right? Maybe some alien radio. So he's trying to pick that up. Sounds a bit weird. But when everybody's there, he will look up and say, I failed today, and I failed badly, and I would apologize, but also this might not be the last time this happens. There are things that my mind can't handle. I work on it, but I'm not strong enough right now to overcome all these things. I nearly died in that stadium, and still haunts me. It was pretty close. I don't know if you'd like me to not. If you can't rely on me, if I'm a liability, and I might be in future. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not particularly good with words. But if you want me off the team, I understand. I'll go. Just just want to say that.
Is Maxwell here? Is that who we see at the table?
Yeah, I think he's made it there. If I think we'll have when Obscuro mentions what happened at the stadium, there's kind of yes, I heard something about that, and then we have this flashback moment of him showing up with Augie and the professor that he's got the crush on, and like, oh my goodness, what's happened? You're never here when something happens.
You miss all the most interesting parts.
But Maxwell's there. It says, what happened, Oscuro?
I panicked. There might have been a threat. Maybe I overreacted. I failed in making everybody get out. And then when we were down at the stadium floor, I just couldn't handle it. I couldn't fight. I couldn't do anything.
You calmed the crowd.
Did I? Huh. I was just trying to calm myself.
Well, it helped, and I mean,
yeah, but the thing is, I could barely move.
I always feel certain constant sense of panic, honestly. I suppose we have to learn to deal with it and learn from it and be better the next time.
Maybe I'm just not that strong. That is not a kind of existential panic. That is almost like a flashback or something, like blackouts. Like I don't know. I'll work on it. That's what I was doing there. I can't guarantee it won't happen again.
Yeah, that's as far as I know, that's been really what being a part of a team is all about. Being there for each other when we're not at our best, so that we can be there when someone else needs us.
It sounds like almost you want us to kick you off the team. That way you don't have to feel nervous about whether or not we will. But instead, you should tell us how we can support you.
What I wanted is to tell you that that I might need to lean on you. I wanted to ask your consent, but I can do that. I don't want to get kicked off the team. I like being part of the team. I have. It's mostly the stadium, but sometimes the music as well. That wasn't played that evening. That might also cause these panic attacks. But other than that, I should be fine. But yeah.
All right, I'll do my best to keep that in mind.
Thank you. Thank you, Maxwell.
Of course.
Miguel, I don't think
You-
any of us expect perfection from you.
I don't think you know that his name's Miguel.
Oh,
He has
sorry.
not told you.
That's
He's just gone by Oscuro.
okay. Sorry.
Just
Redo it. Oscuro, we never asked for perfection from anybody on the team. I know I make my share of mistakes, so I sure hope you guys wouldn't kick me off the team. And I think you're an important part of what we try to do.
The panic is not a mistake. It's a weakness. And I'm telling you about that so you can deal with it. It's like, I don't know, if you fell unconscious every time you smelled chocolate, we might want to know about that. I doubt that's the case, but still.
Freaked out in crowds.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yes, but I understand. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to make this all about me.
No, sorry. I didn't mean it that way.
Oh,
We all have our certain idiosyncrasies. I depend on each of you so very much, and I hope that each of you knows that you can depend on me and her.
thank you. That means a lot to me.
I gotta have Maxwell roll to comfort.
Yeah, I feel
Oscuro
that too.
right now.
Yes,
That's
right.
that's so very
Mhm.
awesome, and I want it to happen.
Huh? Why is Move Me showing me? Oh, the room controls because I clicked on it. That's why.
Yep. So Tyler, if you'll roll to offer support, which is a B plot move, you're going to be rolling with humanity, and humanity is a 0. Good luck.
Thank you. That is not a good roll.
Gives
That's
you
true.
XP.
I
Mark
do
an XP.
indeed.
So you reach out to Maxwell, but mechanically there are no choices offered to you. And then Max, your phone buzzes with a text. It's from Augie.
Oh, hang on one moment. We're about to hit a point for this. I might as well use my power. I will spend one to add an option to a list.
Ah, the always away. Yes.
Yes. I adore this. So you give an option to Miguel because in the B plot moves, the support is they can hear you, they choose one. So you get to choose. Good use of always away.
Oh, that's nice. Let
Very
me
giving
check
and
what
nice.
I could take here. I don't want to mark XP. Make them
You
one
got
of
so
your
much.
touchstones. They open up to you. I don't know. Do you want me to be your touchstone?
Would it give you? Would it
No,
make?
that says now. On hit they can choose one.
Ooh, is that?
Make them one of your touchstones. So I will become your touchstone. If I already am, you take one team instead. But I don't think I am.
I don't.
Yet.
Do we still have team?
Yes,
Yeah,
team
we
is still in the game.
Where
So
we track- Oh,
you
yeah,
would get
team.
me as a touchstone,
Okay.
right?
No, the other way around.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Jen, how is that? They choose one, make them one of your touchstones. So is
Or
it?
the other way
Yes,
around?
they
Yeah.
choose to become one of your touchstones.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. All right.
If that's okay with you.
That sounds wonderful. Sure.
Cool.
Yeah, we definitely. Jen, I'm a little confused on language. I think it's the pronouns. I get messed up by pronouns constantly, so that's just a thing. But yeah, I don't know. Which is okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But the language is they choose one. They mark XP, so that's the one you offer support to. The person you offer support to then becomes one of your touchstones, right?
Yes.
So because they refers to the person you offer comfort and support to, because it says it's the same thing in the other two options. This one might be read differently, but if they is the person you're offering support to in the other two options, then
I've tweaked the language a little bit to be more consistent with the other options to make it clear that you are rolling. You, person A, are rolling so that person B can choose one of the three things that affect them.
They become one of your
Person.
touch. Okay,
Person B becomes one of your touchstones. Person B marks XP. Person B shifts one of their tracks.
Gotcha.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
I always am embarrassed of my inability to follow pronouns very well. So thank you for that. Cool. Yeah, so you get this text, Maxwell. It's from Augie. It says, well, amid other things, it's several texts, just like a string of texts. Yes. Augie. He says, sorry that you missed out on all of the excitement. You wouldn't believe what all happened. Not only did we get driven away from the stadium by some crazy sound, but I protected Amanda from getting trampled. It was rather impressive, he says humbly. And then we stumbled upon the side of a dead body, and the police were there, and that was also rather exciting. Quite a big night, and I was so invigorated, my friend, that I decided to go for it. And I asked Amanda out, and she said yes. He says yes in all caps.
I text back, good for you, old boy. I'm sure it will go very well, and you will definitely have to fill me in on all of the excitement of the evening.
And he texts back, I'll fill you in if I fill her in. Hardy har.
I'll just TT F in. That's all for now.
He's trying really hard to seem like a bro and failing. Psychic damage.
I will sort of put my phone down and look at the group and say, Hearn encountered two supers, and I think he's I think he's going to try and teach one. By the way, I think she killed someone tonight.
Yeah, Blue Orchid will say, What?
Apparently, a miscreant was attacking one of her friends, and I believe that she threw him some distance.
It was an accident?
Yes, and the defense of an innocent.
Mm-hmm.
It might still be a good idea to teach her how to use her powers.
I believe that's Hearn's intent.
Mhm.
But if there may be a trifle of a fallout. It would seem that the police are around the dead body, and Hearn was seen there at it.
Oh.
Oh.
And it's when Blue Orchid holds up his phone and there's a video. Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
Yeah.
All over.
Oh, yeah. Another drink?
Did we decide what the actual the one human edible to human drink is and one edible to human food is?
The food is French fries. The
Fries.
drink, I mean, is it just fountain Coca-Cola?
I think yes.
Or maybe coffee or something.
Oh yeah, coffee. Yeah.
Coffee.
Yeah,
That seems
that's
very
way
human.
more diner. And
Then-
yeah.
Yeah, and they can.
So everyone's got fries, and I'm
And
the only
coffee.
one who's got something because
Mhm.
my digestive system can.
And I
Mhm.
definitely see reach as my coffee is poured. I reach into my tweed jacket and pull out a flask and pour something into it. And put it
Yeah, because it's
away.
black. Because you do not want to try their cream.
Oh no!
I think I've got like a bowl of like noodle type things. They're blue, and you can hear like a fizz, like acidic bubbling sound from it.
Interesting sound.
It's like
Yeah.
it's served on a sizzling plate, but
But
There's no
the
sizzling
plate
plate.
is perfectly room temperature. But
Yep.
there's the food is what room temperature. It is sizzling.
ooh,
And if it a little bit drips on the table and just.
Yep.
And I just rub it with my finger.
yeah, and I'll look over at Hearn and sip my own coffee. And well, I look over at Maxwell and sip my own coffee and go, well, Hearn submits to the police at his own pleasure, so
And he is not very desirous to
Admitting.
do so.
Mm.
But there may
Great.
be questions.
Blue Orchid offers you a ketchup package that he brought from like a restaurant
Oh,
because he
Oh,
knew he was
man.
coming here.
Oh yeah,
Ulu's doesn't have its own ketchup.
that's something else. But
thank you. Orchid.
You're welcome. Anybody want some more fries? I need to go.
I'm good.
Need
I
to
don't
Fine,
think
I-
Oscuro doesn't even have any fries, so.
I've got some fries, but I'm out of ketchup, so
gives you his last pack of ketchup, and then he'll put his fries in front of Oscuro, and he squeezes your shoulder, Oscuro, like hey, it's okay kind of thing. And says, if you want to talk later, Skiro, just I've got my phone.
Yeah, I might text you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And he waves everybody goodbye, and then he'll head off to around the corner and portal home.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
why he
it was-
doesn't have to ride the bus.
Mm.
Bus, thank goodness.
And Oscuro shoves up the fries and says, "Does anybody want this? I'm on a diet."
So a quick check-in with Theo when Chinook finished the fight and went looking for Rory.
Mhm.
Rory did not stick around. What did Theo do about that?
Sent her a couple of texts to make sure she's okay.
It's very terse, but yes. Yes. Called it a night. That's it. No invite, no let's meet anything else, just panic texts of yeah, don't come hunt me down, fox powered person who got bit by a shark, and then crazy stuff happened.
So yeah, I'm gonna let her cool off for tonight. And not give chase.
Fair.
Seems like that's the way to go. Yeah.
I think the look that Rory gave Blossom would be like kind of hanging in Blossom's mind. So I think she does kind of. Was your friend okay?
She'll be fine.
Okay, good.
I think she had a lot to take in at once.
Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah.
We'll reach out to her tomorrow and see how she's doing.
So that was new to her. Oh, yeah, that is a lot. Huh. Loudly slurp noodles.
Yeah, I think she was all right with it until I got bit. Hard to say. I'll find out.
You a bit?
And I'll like tug at my shirt and there's some spray on bandage foam just sort of
Ew.
resting beneath it in my jacket, right? I've got my motorcycle
jagged
jacket on.
triangles from the shark's teeth. Oh,
Max looks a little faint at the sight of the blood. Oh,
It's
Ooh.
not very clean because
Yeah.
I was in a hurry.
are you going to be able to take care of that? Should
Well,
we?
Do you want some help? I've had some scrapes, so
You a medic now too?
not particularly, but when you get hit a lot, you learn a thing or two.
I mean, I got some experience as well, but it's I just put up my hand. It's a
I
little
can
bit
use.
more difficult.
I've got pretty. I forget the word, but my hands are pretty useful.
Agile.
I think with Oscuro's dexterity and Blossom's actual experience, I would be happy to accept.
cool. I feel like some comforting or supporting is going on here.
Mhm. Yeah.
Let's have you engage that. Roll with humanity.
Do you want to do it, Alex? Because I feel that's more important what you're doing.
Okay. Yeah. I'm by the way, while I'm rolling humanity, I imagine a montage of us corner store in Little Mars. I'm like,
Yep.
I'm walking along, crouched.
A
pointing
couple
at
of
things.
aliens being like,
Yeah,
human blood is red?
yeah, and I'm like pointing at things and going, okay, Obscura get that.
You
Get
know,
a pack of that.
I've got a fully equipped first aid kit in my
yeah.
tour
All
bus,
right.
you know? Just saying. But we can get that. I don't know what that is even.
Well, it's basically, and I say a normal human thing, but you know,
Oh,
it just
that's
smells
what,
of flowers. That's the only difference.
that's what that looks like.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll humanity, was that? Which is a flat. Okay.
Ooh,
Am I neutral? Oh no,
Oh.
I think well, you can ignore the +1, it's still a 10.
still a 10.
Well,
Still, a 10 is pretty great, especially compared to how
Nice.
you guys have been rolling today. You can give them a +1 team or shift one of your own tracks as the bonus for the pin.
I would like to shift one of my own tracks. I think my confidence will go up a little bit. I feel like I've been some use.
Yeah, is Maxwell tagging along with this or going off to do his own thing? Yeah, you're with? Okay. Fantastic.
cool. And I think I'll choose. Yeah, I think I'll open up to you and shift my confidence back to 0. I think that's a good fictional alignment, you know. Getting bit hurt my confidence. Now I'm fixed and my confidence is improved. And I go, yeah, I just started doing this thing earlier this year. And Rory was too busy with school for me to tell her. We've been neighbors and friends since we were little kids. So this isn't going to be some kind of relationship ending thing, but it's not the easiest.
Yeah. I get that. It can be a lot for people to take.
But she knows me. She knows more about who I am than most people, so she'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Once she calms down, she'll be ready to talk. And this is a little bit for me, but mostly also this is for Blossom.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I think Blossom doesn't really respond to that. She just says like, just and then just kind of gestures to Oscar. It's like, just tighten that a little bit more.
Between the two of you, you're like a whole actual medic.
Yeah.
Nurse Bloskiro.
You get a little crack of a smile from Blossom. She like that kind of gets through her kind of
Popular team
solemn.
up.
Yeah, I think even Oscuro can't help but like.
And Theo just grins indulgently. She's like openly reveling in, oh my God, I made him smile. That's the best. I am the most amusing.
Yeah, Fox person. Sweet. Does anybody have any closing scenes before we bring the session to a close that they wanted to hit? All right, so I've got just a little tag scene at the end. Seems like everybody's good. Blossom, about how late is it when you finally make your way back home? And how do you travel? Do you take the bus? Do you... How do you get home?
I stroll until the edge. Actually, because I think it's like Little Mars is like got bridges on either side of it.
Yes.
I walk until we get to the bridges, and then when kind of, because I think I'm just over the bridge where I'm saying I basically monkey bars underneath the bridge. Just
Nice.
big swings, slightly like there's a kind of slightly Spider-Man motion to it, but it's like but with like the vines, and it's only like extending my reach by a couple of by sorry, try and convert by 6 or 7 feet, kind of from. It's not like from building to building kind of reach. Just
Let's see.
but I think you asked about the time. I think it must be past midnight. I mean, the concert would be in the evening, and then it did get cut short, but then we went and hung out to Ulu's.
Nana, she lives in Little Mars. So she lived in Little Mars before it was Little Mars then, right?
Or just outside, just on the kind of over the
Okay.
bridge, and then, yeah. But definitely
But
there was
just outside of the bridge. So like on the east side, like show me on the map. I'm really curious.
Yeah.
Here's Little Mars. So you're saying you went across to here or to here?
Let's see, where are you pointing? To the let's go. Yes, because towards the east, yeah.
To the east.
Yeah.
East.
Yeah.
Okay, to the purple area in one of the residential
'Cause I have to go
sections
to
that
the
of course
Kennedy
isn't
terrestrial
shoreline.
office. So anyway.
Yeah, I
terrestrial
imagine
location.
there's all these are soaked up by people with
Mhm.
really nice places because it was near the links. But yeah, so your Nana lives here.
Yeah.
Is it a small house? Is it an apartment? Where does it where do you imagine the two of you live?
I think it is like row of houses, trying to think of the right word. Terrace housing.
Okay.
So like it's all row of building that's
I think
divided up into
the term I've heard is like row housing, where they all look
Okay, yeah.
similar
Yeah.
to each other, but small. Like you imagine, like
and
one
they're
and a
part of the
half
same
story kind of
structure,
thing.
but divided.
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
And then
So you have
there's-
a front yard or a backyard kind of
I
deal.
don't think she has a front yard, but there is like a back garden hidden away from the public, except the neighbors can see that.
Oh, that back garden's got some weird shit in it, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Didn't used to,
It's-
but now it does.
Yeah, it's pretty overgrown and odd looking.
Cool. You monkey bar until you can't, right?
Yeah,
Because the
yeah.
idea of like Spider-Man doesn't hang out in the suburbs because where would he fling to?
Yeah.
I love that moment in Homecoming where
I think I come crashing down. I just land impact into the back garden where there's I think there is a little dented area of ground, whereas that's my landing spot. So,
and the lights are off.
Mm.
Your Nana's gone to bed. It's quiet out here, peaceful. As you stand near like some of the plants give off this phosphorescent glow. You can hear this very, very, very faint humming from what looks like a pitcher plant. It just gives off this very quiet hum when you're near. And then you head inside, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. How do you manage getting around in a small house? You knock stuff over, or is Blossom slow and extra careful, or does she try to
slow and
just
extra
get up?
careful? But I think when you see the house, you can see that there has been a path where precious items, fragile things, general clutter has just been give this wide berth. I mean, I'm having to duck through doorways. I can get through I think I can get through a normal doorway. I just have to slide sideways and slight crouch to duck my head.
Nice. I like that.
Pop up again.
That imagery.
and just avoid any ceiling lights.
And then I'm sorry, I'm being a little indulgent here, but I can't help but ask, when Blossom comes into her room, do we see pictures of Blossom before on a table, taped up against a mirror? Where are they all gone?
You see her go up some stairs, and there are family photos, and you see Blossom in the family photos of Nana's photos. You don't see any photos of Blossom in her room. So you'll see her like walk up the stairs past images of her before, and then no photos of her once you get into the room.
Cool.
And to answer a question in the chat, Blossom, I think body does kind of, because she has like a shifting, transmuting nature, it does kind of naturally kind of warp away and
narrow
like,
a little
if there's
bit.
like if she's like got vines coming off her, even though she's not really she's not thinking about it, but they do kind of retract away from knocking things over and such.
Nice. And then I really like that scene, and just because I'd like to skip some time from this session to next. I see in the chat, Jen, you were thinking that Theo would probably after the meetup end up going over to Rosin's place. Roisin, sorry, I messed up. Roisin's place, slightly older sister of Theodore, who thought she was going to inherit the power of Shinnok. So Roisin, where do you imagine, what kind of place does she live in?
Goodness.
I mean, you've got the power, so I would imagine that she's worked hard to achieve something, so that there's at least some feeling of competition.
Right. I mean, I wonder if she's not like in college the same way I am right now. Right. But she had sort of started late because she was like, I'm gonna get the powers of the Shinnok, so I'm gonna have to, do this. Or maybe she started college around the regular time, being more part-time, more, I've got to make sure that there's some space for this extra thing that I expect. And so now she's in grad school, or maybe freshly out of grad school.
I like the grad school, so we can have another college connection. I really like that. Is she a dorm person sharing roomies in a place? Or
no,
not a dorm?
I doubt it.
Roomies or no roomies?
In grad school, like maybe she has a roommate. Maybe she does not. I'm gonna leave this up to my friend, the two-sided decider. She does not have roommates.
Wow.
She's
lives by herself.
Nice converted loft all by herself. Which means I probably need to give Theo a roommate. It's probably her alien buddy who loves film.
Oh yeah, we gotta define that person very soon.
Yep. I gave them a name, but
yes, you did. Where is that person?
It's in my touchstones.
Oh, in touchstones. I got to stick them in the NPCs so we can find a picture for them soon. Awesome. And if you're okay with it, just because of time, like you go to Roisin she answers the door. I imagine there's some music playing in the background, like thoughtful, contemplative music. She's got some notes out, and her laptop is open, and wasn't this Saturday night, right? And so motions for you to come in so you can lick your wounds and talk about what's happened. And
nice.
Right. with that, we will bring this session of Power Beyond Doubt to a close. There are no end of session things. Yeah.
I think there are, aren't there?
Yes, there are. End of session. Take a moment to reflect on how the events of the game went and what big changes happened or seem to be on their way. Choose a teammate and ask them one of the questions. This is on B plot moves, starting at row 69, dude. So we will start on the left-hand side of the character keeper, Oscuro.
Yeah, let me check the move. Oh, B plot move. And it's on the bottom right.
It is. Starting at row 69, dude.
End of story. No, end of session. Choose a teammate and ask them one of these questions. How did my action this session affect the community? How did it affect the team this session? How did it affect you this session? I think I would ask Shanak, how did I affect the team this session? Or did it? No, I'll just direct this at Blossom because that was the more, I think the closer emotional connection. And I will ask you, how did I affect you this session?
Oh, me. I think you frightened me slightly. A mix of frightened as in worried for you, but also a more traditional sense of, because
Okay. Yeah.
she's not going to say that ever.
No.
But, that's her. That's
Yeah, makes sense.
And then after you've answered Alex/Blossom, you get to shift one of Oscuro's tracks by one. That's up or down, your choice.
I feel mean, but I think the trust down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going by fiction, and I'm using that to make myself not feel as guilty.
Good stuff.
Totally fine. If you're mean to me, then I can suffer more, and then
Oh no, what have I done?
You played right into their hands.
Fallen into their trap.
Wah, ah, ah. Blossom, now you get to choose a teammate and ask them one of the questions.
Quite tempted just doing it exact opposite and just but I might
You didn't have as much interaction, so it makes sense to me if you wanted to go that way.
no, I'm gonna go to Shinnok. And how did I affect the team this session? Just to mix it up a little bit.
Honestly, I feel like you were pretty steady and reliable this session. You backed up Oscuro as best you could. You held your own in a fight with a couple of shark men.
3 shark men.
3 shark men, yeah. Despite not really having much fighting experience, it turns out size counts for a lot. So I think that you were pretty good for the team this session.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to shift your trust up 1.
Man, you're never going to catch Oscuro at this point. Awesome.
Yeah.
Hearn, choose a teammate. Ask a question.
All right. I suppose I will ask Obscuro, how did my actions this session affect the community?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, the community overall, I think it was a good call what Hearn made with the girl, right? what you told us. Yeah, it's about the community that Hearn got seen and stuff like that. That's more about the team thing that wasn't great, but yeah, you I think you really helped that girl, and I will shift your confidence up by 1.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that's such a cool mix. Confidence 1, trust -1. That's a very Hearn setup right there. I like it. And then Shinnok, choose a teammate and ask a question.
Oh, yeah. All right. Has anybody asked Hearn anything? No? All right. Then you're my Huckleberry. Let's see. Yeah, how did I affect the team this session?
Ooh.
I think that's the
Um,
most interesting.
Yeah. I think that we saw you kind of take control and be willing to defend the team very strongly. And then I think when we met up there together, I think you saw Black Blossom and I being a little wishy-washy in dealing with Obscura, but I think that you were much more direct and maybe in a lot of ways the sort of things that needed to be said more than platitudes and support. More of the, okay, this is a thing, we can deal with it, but you've got to be open to us to help you. And that, that seemed, I think that pointed directedness brought the team together in a good way.
Nice.
I will shift your trust up 1.
Very well.
Good stuff. All right. Well, we're a little over the normal time that I end, but I'd like to call just a quick bio, and if people can stick around, we'll do stars and wishes. If you need to go, totally expect that, or respect that. That's no problem. All right, and we are back. We will wrap up this game as we often like to wrap up games sessions with stars and wishes. We start with wishes so that we can end with stars. Who has some wishes to hand out? Who'd like to go first with wishes?
I mean, I want to have a little bit more time with some scenes with Maxwell or Hearn with the other characters. Something like one-on-one would be nice.
I hear you.
Yeah, Hearn has such a powerful flavor, right? Hearn is like lemon juice. Hearn is like hot sauce. You
Yeah.
just want to put it on everything.
Or Maxwell's like dry toast.
Yeah. Do you know what? The vibe I want from a scene with Blossom and Hearn is, has anyone seen the Hulk TV movie with Thor?
No, I've seen a picture of
Like,
the Thor from the Hulk TV.
It would
movie.
tickle me
bad.
if I was just called a troll by or ogre. Like, come noble ogre, we must enact our righteous and okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Alex. Any other wishes? That good?
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Alex. Who'd like to go next with wishes?
I'll throw in. I think it's very likely, but I want to encounter Tony more, and I will echo. I would like to have that opportunity to encounter folks. I want to see Maxwell have his sort of time too. I think that's cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let me say, I would like to see Oscuro when he's not in the middle of trauma, but like
I feel like
being capable at something. Depending
Listen,
on
the
the dice, but
that's the
still.
dice's fault.
No, that's not the dice's fault. I could have done a lot more, but I thought, no, he can. No,
I think I'm gonna make Oscuro my rival for now. Somebody's got to keep an eye on that guy.
that's fine.
Ooh, delightful, juicy, cool. Oscuro out of trauma.
Mhm. Yeah, just
and
I don't know,
competent.
kicking some names and whatever the phrase was.
Kicking names, taking asses. Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Kicking names and taking ass. Wait,
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, well,
All out of bubble gum. Shut up.
yeah, and maybe to just offset this, maybe we could have maybe not next session, but eventually have some more of these private. What are you doing here? What's going on with you when you're not with the supers team and stuff like that? That would also be interesting to me. For
I
myself
really
and
want
B,
a
for everybody
Oscuro by
else.
himself or Miguel by himself bit. I
Uh-huh.
really do. So
Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
that is a wish we share. Cool. Thank you, Sabine. Jen.
all right. Yeah, I want to see more one-on-one scenes of the characters together. I also want a big knockdown, drag out superhero battle. And of course, I want to know what's up with Rory.
All right.
I want to, yeah, I'm sure it's like I can be pretty confident that Rich knows that I'm super curious, but I better say it.
We are good. Thank you for expressing the wish aloud. I even put in a tarot bang after Rory, so we're golden. Since you went last with wishes, you get to go first with stars, Jen.
Oh, well, all right. I love the way Blossom fights right now. I enjoy
A generous term.
I enjoyed the headspace potential of Oscuro, like teaching Blossom at least some basic, here is how you use your body to hurt other people kind of things, and Blossom being like, but if I do that, it'll hurt them. Yeah, or the equivalent of saying something like that, because Blossom strikes me as somebody for whom like doing physical violence did never crossed her mind. Just not even in her worst, most angry moments. You know, practically the kind of person who says sugar instead of shit. Is kind of the vibe that I'm getting from Blossom, and just seeing that kind of tender, quiet, okay, from her, and then the way that she handled the fight with the Sharkmen was very good. There was a lot of strong changed energy. Loved it. I love how kind of alien Hearn is, and also like my brain was so there in the wild hunt thing that I forgot that, you know, as a paragon, Hearn gets to fly. So Hearn started flying and I was like, oh shit, he flies too.
That was terrifying.
There's no escape. Which just makes it even better. I love the ally I'm very nervous about. Just delightful. And of course, not to leave out anything, I enjoyed the serious vulnerability of Oscuro, and how he's clearly trying to be both responsible and also like open and vulnerable and doing the right thing, but he's bad at it. But he's smart enough to know how to start doing better if he gets the right support. So it's very, very nice to see that come together.
I agree. Thank you, Jen. Sabine, you're up next. Do you have any stars to share?
Yeah, I have lots of stars. This was a fun session. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for letting stars to all of you for letting me do my bullshit. I apologize for not joining the fight and just sitting there and playing music. But yeah, well, anyway, and a lot of stars to Hearn for not immediately going for bloody violence, but actually finding out what's going on and then reacting in a actually kind of friendly way. Like, yeah, I'm that I like that. I was a bit afraid of Hearn and how violent he was going to be, but I like this one. This one I can deal with. That was fun. And of course, I mean, Blossom. She's such a sweet person, and like. I just want to take her and shake her all the time. Like, no, you're good, you're great. Everybody who doesn't see that doesn't deserve you. But then wrong.
You just want to protect. Yeah.
Yeah, wrong character for that. Yeah, and stars too. Of course, Theo for the fight with the shark. That was fun, and also for the. Yeah, putting the finger in the wound at the scene, because that's where it was needed. Because sometimes you just have to poke and figure out what's going on, and I like that. And also to Blue Orchid for being there with us and being a teenager and being out after his bedtime, which we don't probably care about.
And so thoughtful, bringing us ketchup.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a cool move. So yeah, I like him. Want to see more of him. But that's a wish, not a star. I'm done. I'm fine. I'm done. And of course, stars to you for running this and giving us all these juicy problems to deal with. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabine. Tyler, any stars left?
Absolutely. Big star to you. I overall really cool adventure. Really interesting. I appreciated the kind of misdirect of not catching someone that I immediately would want to, punish horribly. The reasoning, the kind of growing realization that they are what I was hunting. The intro of them, they were super cool. I really, really liked them. A tiny little star for myself, and to say that when I did the blood on her forehead, and your hunt is over, the sort of that wasn't that her hunt that she had finished her hunt. It was that I had finished mine for her. And I thought that was cool.
I got that, and I thought that was brilliant.
Thank you. Other than that, I think we're seeing big stars out of all of us for, if this is the beginning of the run or the beginning of a show or whatever, we got a lot of our personality out really early and strong. I liked the angst out of Obscuro. Seeing this vulnerability and this happen now is going to be so powerful when we see the super competence, say, in a next thing. It gives us a grounding of the trauma that is there so that we can then have other things and have that be a buildup. That's really cool. Having Theo get in there right off with the interactions with two major characters in their life, and having, seeing this, how those personal interactions color so much of the character. Excellent. Blossom also wearing their pain on their bossy sleeve is extremely, it's so powerful to see it there. So many opportunities. You did such heartbreaking things, Alex. It was excellent. And then seeing the truly dangerous, hero that is there, seeing a strong, heroic bits was nice too. So, and I think it was nice to see her in his weirder way of looking at things. So I think we all threw out really solid openers.
Yes, I agree. You guys are fantastic with this. Alex, bring us home.
I was totally there for Oscura's bullshit. I was happy for every moment of it. Using your words, mine. There was one thing I really liked about Theo and the getting some medical care. It felt like a very reversed comforting. It felt like you were using your wound to like, you know what? I don't really need any help. I could just deal with it myself. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to make other people feel more useful, and I really like that. It also felt kind of slightly wily, which is I also very much enjoyed the actual reveal, getting to see the I was not expecting Theo to reveal her magical nature like so early to
either.
Rory, but I really loved it. It was just
That's been my thought like since the end of session 1. I was like,
yeah. And I quite like those kind of superhero series where they just kind of, and other shows where they just like, I've got a secret. I'm not going to drag this out through 10 seasons. It's like, don't. 3 episodes, 1 episode, you're revealing it. Let's not drag anything out needlessly. Let's just get to the point.
I think that was one of the most brilliant parts of the first season of Arrow, is that they definitely did that thing of Ollie revealing himself to a number of
really
people.
enjoyed the first 2 seasons of Arrow. The rest,
first 2 seasons were incredible. I'm sorry, like I loved them.
Okay. I also just while we're in the Theo section, that little face off with the Graw and also the little internal thoughts of him. Like I imagine I could like see his expression. Like I could see like that being really clear in his expressions, like being the image in my head is just like, yeah, and you can see him like looking back, but like you know, it's like definitely visible thoughts happening. And I also Nana.
You like Nana? Okay,
I really like that.
Okay.
And yeah, Hearn I really enjoyed Hearn and having the Hearn Maxwell conversation the other way around. I loved his comforting somebody and having to adjust and the strategizing going on inside and advice going inside in his head. And yeah, I love that. And just like, him taking that advice, kind of, but just doing it in a very Hearn way.
she's terrified of you, but terror is the correct response.
I'm terrifying.
That means she's not stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is fun. Oh, sorry, Alex, I think I cut you off.
I did have a wish that I remembered, which was when I think Jen brought up a big knockout superior fight. I want an opponent that makes Blossom really feel her lack of skill, like something powerful enough that she can't just be like, well, I'm really big and strong and stuff, so okay, they're super good at martial arts, but there's not much they can do about it. To me, nice. They're not going to be like judo flipping me, but I want somebody who can like really make me feel unskilled.
Nice. I like that a lot. Thank you for that challenge. Well, good session, everybody. I'm here for Skuro's depressive bullshit. Magical Batman is the best. Heavy metal magical Batman is the best version of Batman. everyone's talked about it. Tyler, they're all talking about it. But the turn with Hearn, and how he made her a touchstone, I was like, oh, that is so good. I did not see this at all. So that was one of those plots that, like, as it's unfolding, I already know what Tony and Farah have done, and I hope that this isn't like too, like, because they're teens, and I checked my safety tools, and I'm like, this is a little scary, but it's also, sometimes if we're all in here and we all know we have but I'm going to put them at risk with her and see where this goes. And I did not see it going there. And I love it. I love the idea of little Tony Shaw learning from her and the Hunter. That is totally a, like, side story that I am here for in bunches. Yeah. So Blossom is the saddest of all, and I have a thing to spring on Blossoms right now, just for right now. So you have the belt, but no. I have a little thing I'm going to spring on Blossom soon, and I'm very excited for it. I can't wait to see where she goes. It's totally keying off old thing plot lines, so that is a thing for our comics readings aficionados that will be like, oh yeah, he stole that from the thing. I'm telling you that I'm doing that. There's no shame here. I will steal all the plot lines. I can't wait to play some more. This has been super fun, and I appreciate everybody giving me your time. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll bring this recording to a close. Hasta la vista.